Chat, I have some sad news. I'm out of water again. Marijuana, nice. I have run out of water. These remaining 400 milliliters are all I have. After that, I have to go lug 32 pounds of water up the stairs again. Of the surgery on. Excellent. Anyway, they were working on Coalescence again. As we do. Why does Google want my location for the fitness gram pacer test window I opened? Ah. We'll open to with chat. Yes. How's everybody doing? It is technically late for me to stream, but I streamed an hour with no mic on yesterday, so I didn't break the streak. But I feel sad. Yet again. Oh, the misery. Okay. So goal today, be simple. I just want to add follower event subscription to Twitch with automatic rejection of repeat. Um, hmm. Probably should have templated one that includes a username. This might not be as long as I thought it would. Set this on screen. Theoretically, I've already done it actually, but right. Um, sorry, I ate an apple and a decent amount of it has decided to get stuck in my mouth. All right. So the next thing we need to do is this is probably done actually. Do everyone for channel subscribe? Yeah. So the other thing we need to do, I mean, we could just do this downstream. Actually, it's probably better to do it upstream. I've followed user IDs. All right. So otherwise, if it does contain it, we're just going to mute the event. This way, if somebody follows, unfollows, follows, unfollows, and follows again over and over, it won't keep sending events. Only the first time that you're followed or that you follow while Coalescence is open will be tracked. Okay. So the next order of business is going to be a hell of a lot more complicated, and it's going to require some thinking. So I have a potential commission that depends on Coalescence having a web server. And additionally, a web server is ideal to be able to process OAuth requests. So we're going to make a web server. The problem is, we're making a web server. The plan is to make the absolute minimum viable product. We'll probably have to use a library for it. .NET doesn't already have a way to run an HTTP server. How are we going to get subsystems to interact with it? Because it has to be messaging. How are they going to do that? I mean, headers, cookies, and form data are all things we can put into a dictionary message. We could emit a message that says, hey, send data to this system from this path, I guess. Hey, it says num1. Oh, how you doing? I am thinking about how I want to implement like a web server to this project. And the architecture of it is kind of stumping me. I mean, to be fair, I was trying to do architectural design at like 1 in the morning. It's going to be a bit of a travesty, but that's why this hasn't released. This shit. I'm scratchy. Gaming. Oh wow. Should be good now, I think. I just restarted VB Audio Matrix. It's strange that it lags like that. Although I guess my copy of it had been running for like a week. But yes, I'm trying to tape a web server into this. And that is proving to have one major challenge. So this is Coalescence. It's my streaming suite of things, right? It's the thing doing the captions at the bottom of the screen. It's the reason I can press Control Shift F4, Control Shift Alt F4 to go to this view. What's up? It's vtuber guy. But supposed to do the fade out, but I didn't wait long enough. Anyway, and I'm trying to implement a web server into it, because then I can do OBS browser sources. Obvious browser sources. The captions aren't very good. What do you? Not sure what you're looking at. This is code. More specifically, this is the code that runs whenever somebody follows, which isn't actually active because I haven't rebuilt it yet. But that will be a thing that occurs. I will be able to track channel follows. So I can have like a little thing pop up and be like, yo, Jimmy Fortnite 53 followed, etc. The major problem that I'm running into right now is this entire application is built off this type of messaging, where you send a message with a special name. So this is Twitch event channel follow, which notifies, hey, Twitch is saying that, hey, there's an event that somebody followed the channel. And here's all of the information about that. The problem is I need to implement a web server, and the only way that I can move data around is through this messaging system. I don't have a better way to move data. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. The options are I can either make the web server a basic feature of Coalescence and put it into core such that every subsystem will be able to interact with it directly, with the penalty that you can't disable the web server and that everything will implicitly depend on it. Which isn't great because it means that if I change anything about the web server, I'm going to have to rewrite every single one of the plugins. If I can do it through messaging, that would be ideal, but I cannot imagine any way that that would go well. Like, it's gonna have to suck, right? How are we gonna get high performance when we have to serialize everything? I mean, I guess it doesn't really need to be high performance. Because there's only one user, and it's the local computer, so internet speed doesn't matter. I mean, I guess theoretically you could connect to an external host, but we're not getting there. It's really a matter of, do I want to make it tied to everything or disconnected from everything? I mean, if we're going to be using it for OAuth, it probably should be intrinsic. Well, let's try. Let's do the thing that they told me to do in second grade. Let's make a pros and cons comparison. Pro of it being intrinsic. Here, we'll write a header. Intrinsic web server. I fucked up that S amazingly. Pros always available. That is not a Y. The cons would be port availability. Period. Like I'm gonna call it port pain. The idea being if something is already listening on 80, you can't also use 80. So it's gonna have to be weird. Also, I've just realized on the first time chat header, it has the broadcaster and moderator icons. Oh, I guess that means it's visible to broadcaster and moderator? Huh. How funny would it be if that meant that you were now a broadcaster and moderator of the channel because you first time chatted? I mean, shit though, if you stay for more than like 3 hours, you're probably gonna get moderator anyway. I have so many mods. I have like 14 moderators. Another con is always open, which could be a security issue. We could limit it to only localhost connections though. Way easier than messaging. So what the design I'm thinking, right, is something like this. So streaming at random times, you're gonna mess up my streak. Oh, don't worry, I haven't seen any of the streak leaders yet. You're modded again? Yes, that did happen a while ago. But yeah, no. I haven't seen any of the streak leaders. I'm pretty sure they're all asleep, so it's gonna be a matter of somebody watching a clip. Maybe I just clip something random. Just so that they can watch a clip to save their streaks. Nope. No clip feature like that. I could allow people to clip like that, I guess. Does Clipper have a message binding for request clip? No, I just assume if we receive anything with Clipper that it's an error. If message dot type is request clip this nothing equals to new. It requires. I'm just gonna send it back to null. In other streams using that feature, I don't have the stream elements bot. The stream elements bot. Or no, yeah, no, I don't have the stream elements bot. I have Nightbot, but I don't think Nightbot lets you do that. Yeah, the event args is not used at all. You can clip using the player. There's a button in the player to clip. But I've now bound an event to the Clipper subsystem so that I can now make a control system node where I can bind it to the exclamation clip text with any user permission, and then that will just run clipper.tryclip. Or no. Maybe. Maybe that works. It depends on if there's a generic message sender. I know that there's a way to receive, so there's a way to generically broadcast messages. Okay. And there's a way to receive messages. So actually, the script provider is messaging complete. It can do anything that the messaging system can do. Maybe. But that's all good. I was gonna say I need to add a script provider to the clipping subsystem, but I actually don't need to. I can do it anyway because it's literally fucking one line. Congratulations on your 15 streak. You might end up being the longest streak after today. Huh? Is triclip hidden? I mean, if this is static, not. Okay. This null. Null. Another thing that I want to do, relatively short term, is add the ability to send Discord messages, which we do not yet have. Did I do the thing? Okay. For a second, I thought I did the thing where I end up deleting the file that I copied from and leaving this file intact. I do that periodically. It's very funny every time I do. For other people. For me, it's very annoying. Okay. And now what we do is we do private clipping provider CSP equals new. And that will cause it to always initialize this with the side effect of registering it into the Lua API and also registering it for automatic API documentation generation. Easy. Literally one line long. All right. Now comes the web server. How do I want to set it up? Another thing I'm thinking of is that some services, so like the typical OAuth path is to use localhost 3000 and then just like the root. That wouldn't work. Like OAuth extraction. Maybe we don't use a web server for OAuth. We'll have to use some sort of like weird specialized thing, I think. Otherwise, there could be collisions and stuff. And I guess with the redirect URS, you'd have. And I don't know. I just work here. The second reason I want to set up a web server is for OBS browser source capability. And honestly, I think we just focus on that. So I think we do put it on core. Make a new subdirectory, call it web server. Make a new item, which will be a static class. HTTP server. It's going to be a public static class. It will have a static. HTTP listener. It's just start. What do we have here? Oh, this is a stream, is it? We can copy to send it. Could use WebSockets. Thinking now because I can theoretically make like a REST API here as well, which I might be spreading it a bit thin, but it would be nice to have 3 different ways to do things. But at that point, I would want something more like an amorphous API. I think we're gonna abandon the REST API idea for now. Too much, I think. Huge amount of maintenance surface. And Coalescence isn't really supposed to be commanded from the internet anyway. So, where do I get the method, but where do we get the path? Try URL. The URL, I guess. Okay. So the idea is we have some sort of root path / and each subsystem registers a handler for some path matching its registered path. So let's say you have slash, right? Then you have, let's say, slash slash Twitch. And then that might have a slash chat. So then when somebody requests, Coalescence's URI and / Twitch / chat, that would be forwarded to the Twitch system because it registers / Twitch. Or just Twitch, I guess. And everything downstream of that is forwarded to it. It's not secure because you could theoretically hijack one, but once again, the going idea is that if you install content into Coalescence that compromises it, there's not really a lot I can do to fix that and or stop you. Kind of your problem. Going to install wacky software and you'll so I want to take a list, or I want to make an interface. So public, I need to move this mic. Over here, like blasting the cable over and over again. It's getting really annoying. So I need an interface, public interface, iWeb resolver, right? Public async ask handle request, HTTP request. I guess we could just give them a context. HTTP listener context. Wait, getting past these. Alright. I forgot that because I have, ban evasion turned on, or ban evasion tracking turned on, I don't actually receive messages when somebody's a ban evader. I should probably turn that off, actually. Why is this a problem? Async modifier can only be used in methods that have a body. This is fine then. Public task handle request. Hmm. So obviously we need to do this. Private static thread HTTP server thread equals thing. HTTP server thread equals new of thread work. It's not defined yet, but private static void thread work. While true, HTTP listener context don't have a thing, do we? Um, where is it gonna get the data from? I'm beginning to think that this is perhaps not in the correct setup. Um, hmm? Hmm? What import is specified? Hmm. How am I supposed to set the port? It doesn't allow you to. There's no parameters unless there's init only. Nope. I don't know. Unless the way I set the port is by using the prefixes? Did it get init or what? Oh, get only. Morning. How you doing? I have to end it. Slash. I'll have a public static. Shut up. Nice. Haven't slept yet. Trying to build a web server in Coalescence, and there's some architectural challenges I'm working through. Register handler will be string path action of HTTP listener context callback. Yeah, gotta go to work. Yeah. You going anywhere cool today? David tell you ahead of time? That's sure. Yeah, it's not often when we do. Yeah. So let's see. Plan is to take the longest prefix that matches. So int longest prefix length equals int.min value. Is a very large negative integer. For each var kvp in registrations, which we do need to actually lock. So for each if context.uri dot request .uri URL dot request dot raw URL that starts with kvp.key, variant culture ignore case, just in case. Then if kvp.key dot length is greater than longest prefix length, I should probably just store it. String longest prefix equals nothing. If string that is null or white space of longest prefix, return. Not return. Continue. Else, registrations at longest prefix dot invoke context. We'll put that in a try catch. On the assumption that it can catastrophically fail, because it probably can. Okay. This can be null. So we will check and default to false. Yes, the cat hug. Did it work? I didn't get through it in time. I don't actually have the stream preview open most of the time. Quick look at hug time. Yeah, it works. Hey, I got the rare one. Or well, the semi-rare one. Actually, I need to put this entire thing in a try catch. We'll also put a 1 second thread.sleep or 1 millisecond thread.sleep here. That if this somehow keeps throwing an exception and going crazy, this will at least wait 1 millisecond. So that it doesn't just spin cycle throwing exceptions. This interface is no longer used. All right. And the idea is that you register something like /twitch/ and then it's your problem. You have to handle all of that. Which should be enough to do some basic browser sources, I think. We can test it by registering a simple thing here. So like, do like in speech to text subsystem, do web server HTTP server register handler. Name changes? Yes. That happened a while ago, actually. Why does it keep leaving the fucking string? All right. HTML head, we want meta character set equals df8. All right. Now, context.response dot right. No. status code equals 200. Context or memory stream ms equals new of encoding the UTF-8 bytes of response ms.copy to tx.response sure .output stream tx.response output stream position equals 0, and then ctx dot response dot send. How do I perform this? Yes. So now, theoretically, maybe this works. Probably not. I'd be pretty fucking floored if it worked, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I grant this a chance of working of maybe 3%. If this works. Okay. Now if we call localhost 4149 STT, it's 4919. I may or may not have forgotten that threads have to be explicitly started, unlike tasks. All right. It has worked. So now if I put this into OBS. I don't actually know what my IP is. That was not right. Um, okay, so it can't hit it because of the firewall, so I have to do this on the local computer, which is something I would have to fix in my computer's configuration were I to do this long term, but time being, this is probably fine. You can barely see that there's text there. But that's right. It has to specifically be localized. That's why it's not answering. But anyway, that means that we have a connection to Coalescence from a subsystem that is sending HTML content. Chat, I'm going to be honest, this might be a hell of a lot easier than I expected. It just works. The only thing that isn't trivial is figuring out how to make the port configurable, because there's no subsystem to tie that data to. Oh, I can actually take bot and drop off because bot and drop is no longer used. Which system is now fully separate from the bot system, which is a problem because the bot system is how I was going to implement Discord. And that's not as trivial as just hopping it in like it was with Twitch. Because Discord is significantly more compartmentalized. Kind of a disaster. Try to bring it to like parity, but ultimately I'll probably do like a low effort, I guess, implementation of the Discord API. It literally just needs to be able to send messages. It doesn't need to do a hell of a lot more. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. I mean, we are kind of trying to reinvent the wheel because StreamerBot exists, but we're gonna try to invent the wheel the way I want to. All right. Probably not high confidence inducing stuff that I've said that I don't even want to attempt to pretend that I know how it works, but it does work. Which is the other thing I wanted to do, and they were both trivial. I did not expect either to be trivial. Um, now what? How long have I been streaming? 1 hour. We really are going to be blasting all of the streak leaders. That's crazy. Rip Hydra and Panda. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit eepy. And this is going to count as a stream that will break people's streak if they don't attend it. So we're gonna have to make a clip. We're gonna make a clip. Make it 1 minute long. Add the title for the streak, for the streakers. There. There's now there's now a special clip just for people who are going to break their stream streak. Only because I feel bad for going live in the first 2 hours of the day instead of the last 2 hours of the day, which isn't an absolute difference of very much. It's an absolute difference of 2 hours. But for the people who have already gone to sleep, it's catastrophic. I mean, I guess I could just watch the VOD too. I didn't have to make a clip. Oh well. Oh, I want to check my Coalescence logs. I was working on a thing because so the Twitch system logs a lot of data that Twitch sends to me. And the chat is included in those logs because it logs everything it sends to me. But I did make a specialized system to better log Twitch chat in preparation for some fun tools. I do have a couple things I want to do. Maybe I do it now, honestly. It was so trivial to do all these things. It's like we're 1 hour into the stream. I've already completed 2 major things that I wanted to do. I wanted to make a couple. You know how like some people have daily stream goals? Like they'll have, oh, somebody follows the stream or somebody subscribes to the stream. I want to do the same thing. And instead of using Stream Elements one, because I'm not confident in Stream Elements' continued existence, I'm going to make my own using Coalescence and the ability to program in Lua. The thing is, I can just listen for the events and increment a setting that gets reset on OBS's stream start event. So, let's do this. Daily goals. Step 1. Reset. Stream. Step 2. Increment follower setting, script setting. On event. Sub count setting. And we'll probably not create a bar. So it'll just be a numerical thing that appears for now. So we need to send that data. Yes. And what I want is change color, change text color. When goal reach. That's a simple daily goals thing. It's really just a script, so I don't need to do any major programming for it. The thing that I might need to do major programming for is the subathon, the donathon. This is going to be slightly more involved because the way that it works is essentially every 25 cents increases the duration. What was it by? Is it 3 minutes or 12 minutes? Probably 3 minutes. I think 12 minutes is each dollar. That means a sub sent it by 72 minutes. Quite long. So the plan is to have tracking for the donathon, which isn't possible in a script because scripts can't run every XYZ milliseconds. They can't be scheduled. They would have to be a system that I create. The reason I'm trying to think about that is that that is 16 days away. So if it ends up being a system that I do everything through, that's going to become my high priority task. Which I kind of feel bad because I have 2 commissions now that I have been focusing on other things instead of. I feel bad about it, but that is just how it goes sometimes. My ADHD had to focus. Um, oh dear. I guess Discord just went offline. Periodically. Um, but yeah, the plan is to start. What was the initial timer? I think it was 12. I should know this. It's happening in fucking 2 weeks, but I can't remember shit. If I don't write it down, it doesn't exist. I'm sure that I have created, fully fleshed out, and completely forgotten about characters in my story because I didn't write them down. Initial duration is 12 hours. problem, actually. Sorry. The water cooler decided to start cooling despite the fact there's nothing in the reservoir. So I've had to shut it off. Since you can't tick down periodically in a script, this will have to be a system. Either that or I'll have to edit the scripts to be able to run periodically, which is probably ideal. How do I want it? I don't know. The only events I can actually handle are Twitch events. So handle description, handle gift subscription. I kind of feel bad that I'm not showing anything on screen right now. I'm writing in a notebook is why I can't show that, unfortunately. It's really just subscription and gift sub. Because I can't do bits because I'm not allowed to exchange any service in exchange for bits. So a donathon is kind of like the worst case scenario for that, unfortunately. The other issue is like could do Ko-Fi, but I have to get that through a webhook, which the topology of the network doesn't actually allow. How would I do that? How would I do that? I might have to manually input Ko-Fi donations. There's no good way. Because I would say, oh, just use response smuggler, but that only works for OAuth data. It actually is specifically designed only for OAuth data. That won't work. And then also, I'm comfortable sending fuck off, I like OAuth data over the network. I'm not comfortable sending financial data. That's slightly more important to lock down. Um, and I could. It's so bug, but I could use email determine. It's so bug, but it might work. It might work. Actually, it's not the worst idea I've ever. I mean, it's up there, but it might just work. Problem is, I don't know what that email looks like. And it would be delayed up to like 30 minutes. It might work. The other thing is SE Pay. We do intend on setting up. Which would actually be the best method if they do actually end up going. Are they up to date on payments actually? Hold on. Is Stream Elements up to date payments now? Hmm. I'm gonna put a question mark next to SE Pay. It would be the best, but I think the fact that they don't take a cut means that they're not actually like long for this world. Um, find out. Actually, come to think of it, I think, yeah, no, isn't it? Blue Sky is still my largest follower count, isn't it? I just realized. I'm at nearly 450 on Blue Sky. I'm at 280 on YouTube. 73. Oh, thanks for the follow. How you doing? Can't get this clip I made off the screen. It has moved too far up into the left. Um, but yeah, I was just I noticed that my Blue Sky is my number one platform in terms of followers. YouTube is what, 279 to 273. Although it has been going up a lot because I've been spamming. Play around a few times. I haven't caught you online though. I was about to head to bed, but I saw a name I found familiar. Yes. I actually kind of surprised you found the name familiar because I just changed it. But yes. Hope you're doing well. I'm actually a little bit tired too, so I might go to sleep too here pretty soon. Um, um, I completely forgot what I was about to say. I got distracted. But yeah, no, I'm gonna be heading off here pretty soon. I'm just working on my uh Stream Suite app. And I'm starting the planning phase for the Donathon timer. Which instead of using Stream Elements Donathon timer, I'm doing it myself. Which is probably a bad idea, but I mean, what's a bad idea if not, you know, fun? um I would like to set up a site to track the progress automatically. I'm thinking thoughts too great for man. I need to calm down. I'm about to feature creep my own donathon and have a stress related incident if I if I push a ton of scope in the next 2 weeks. Supposed to be trying to manage my stress. Oh well, I've never been good at that. I definitely want to have the website track the things. Don't I have one? I actually legitimately can't remember if I've made a donathon page or not. I think I made one for donations, but not for a donathon. Shit. I've clicked the wrong button. I did not make changes. Right. Put in Nginx, www. I'm not gonna go deeper. I don't know what I don't know what site it's under. Uh-oh. Under donate. The one. Not ready though. Is my web server offline again? I'll do this. Why is it offline? Is it name server lookup? Nope, the IP is right. I 100% just logged in with the wrong credentials and it was like, fuck it, we'll let you in. Have enough people attempted to load my website that Nginx has just given up? The WireGuard? Please tell me that my upstream VPS provider isn't down again. That'd be so annoying. It's 100% offline. What? Should be on. Am I gonna have to fucking VNC connect to the uh the VNC. See what's going on. Yeah, no, the connection is alive. So why is my web server not working? Not receiving any of the messages. Means the WireGuard out of date or something. So here, we'll recreate it. Okay. Certainly, right? Unless somebody's like attacking my domains or something. What is your deal? It is right. Unless my DNS server is down or dead. Not Sigma. Wait. That why? Wait, I think I know why. Nope. Those have been moved. What? We were unable to delete the host at the registry, likely because other domains are using it as a name server. In order to delete it, we must first move it to another host. So rename it to a random host on a domain we own, triggering a registry level name server update that propagates to all domains using it. You will just send a message to the support. I'm going to do it. Hmm. The weird thing is, my computer knows where the data is, but still it doesn't connect. What is that? I directly request the IP. Nothing. Wait, what? What? Am I getting 403? Actually, that might make sense because both of those are unset up domains. If I try, okay, everything works now. Somehow my Nginx is set up to attempt to take the host name of another computer on the network. I don't know how that happens, but it does work. Anyway, I don't remember why I was testing out the page that I made. How is that page? Not very good. We might make a bar. Yeah, solid maybe. Maybe we'll do it. but it is a lot of work. I feel like I have enough JavaScript in my near future. Anyway, I'm going to call it for today again. Because I'm very EP. EP and making bad decisions, deciding to make a website. And even worse decision still, to use JavaScript. Anyway, do we find somebody to raid? Kinda don't. We'll see if anybody's online. Nobody I'm keen on raiding in, you know, the short term. Alright. I'm just gonna call it here. Everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a great day. And I will see you next time. Bye.